another Tuesday night, baby. Another week of NXT. And we got some new champions in our midst, baby. Ooh, I am so excited. I am so happy. You have no idea, y'all. But my name is Jordan Moser, and this is your NXT recap and review. First up in the night, we have the match between Zoe Stark and Toni Storm. We got a grudge match. The two ladies fought on the pre-show of Stand and Deliver, and they are back at it again. We see this match start out just with a slap and a lot of wild strikes by both women just going at it. Stark eventually does take control. She hits a nice springboard splash to the outside, followed by a drop kick back inside the ring, just firmly handling things. It's at that point, as they're fighting back outside the ring, Toni Storm just tugs her off the apron and rams her into the steel steps, and she kind of takes control for a bit of the first part of this match up until we see Stark hit another enziguri as we go into our picture-in-picture break. Coming back from break, and Stark is firmly in control, just coming back with some nice shots and a couple well-placed kicks as that last one Toni Storm kicks out of at 2. Storm eventually reverses the suplex. It goes for the Storm Zero, but that is eventually reversed very nicely, by the way, into a nice head scissor pinning combination from Zoe Stark, where Toni Storm kicks out at 2 once again. Eventually, after a bit more back and forth, Toni finally gets that Storm Zero on, gets her up and hits it. But Stark kicks out. You know, a lot of people don't do that now. A lot of people don't kick out of the Storm Zero, and Toni Storm is in complete shock. And from this, she eventually hits whatever that move is called. She pretty much just drills her head into the ground after flipping it over for a bit, kind of brain buster light. But she gets the 1, 2, 3 and the win, to my shock, because I had no idea what was going on. And Toni Storm, she celebrates it. It's all, yay, I finally got that win. She finally gets that momentum back, and then lights go off. And then we hear Frankie Monet's music as she just comes out and poses and stands on the stage. Her debut is next week, so we'll see her in the ring. She just comes out to kind of flaunt and pose as they end kind of the segment off. But this was extremely fun. I've enjoyed this quite a lot. I didn't catch the TakeOver pre-show match that they did have, but this definitely made up for it. Definitely Toni Storm getting the win was the right call. She needed momentum. She's been kind of floundering ever since she's turned heel and had that title match with Io. So it's good to see her get a bit momentum in this feud, and Stark continues to impress athletically in every which way and form. I don't know what her character is, but every time she is in the ring, she is fire, and that I appreciate that definitely. So yeah, this was a very fun match for these two women, definitely. Next up, we get a beautiful, a lovely Prime Target featuring Finn Balor and Karrion Kross leading into their NXT Championship match next week. We get both men just talking about their drive in their match at TakeOver Stand and Deliver. We see Pat McAfee and Paul Heyman as well just give their takes on what's going to happen in the matchup. Pat picks Finn Balor to win the championship back, and Paul Heyman says it's actually a little bit too close to call. But yeah, Prime Targets are always good. Literally, they might be the most consistent thing in wrestling. I've never seen a bad Prime Target video package. So this is amazing once again, and definitely a good way to build into their match next week. So definitely looking forward to see what they kind of do with that, absolutely. Next up, we got the match between Cameron Grimes and Jake Atlas, stemming from their confrontation earlier in the day. We see as Cameron Grimes is coming to the ring, he's playing just an embarrassing video package of $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase, who has gotten under his skin these past couple weeks. It just plays just a lot of clips just embarrassing him. We get the outset to this match, and Atlas is on fire from jump, just knocking Cameron Grimes all around, and he is firmly in control. Grimes does at one point come back with a nice clothesline as Atlas kicks out of 2 for that, but Atlas does not give up offense a lot in this match, so he comes back with a nice German and a spinning clothesline as well for a 2 count. He goes up top, he's going for a move, he eventually dives and misses Grimes. Grimes catches him out of the air and hits that nice Spanish fly for a 2 count. Now he's propped up in the corner, he is ready to end it, but we hear that music. And it is the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, and he comes out, he just stands on the stage and distracts Grimes. That allows Jake Atlas to come in for the roll-up, for the 1, 2, 3, and the win. This is a distraction victory for Jake Atlas, and $1 Million Man is just proud of his work. He goes, he gets in his limo to leave, and Grimes is like, bro, where you going? Where you going? You just cost me my victory. Hello? Hello? And $1 Million Man just taunts him as he leaves. He doesn't have to do much, and he just rides off in his limo, and Cameron Grimes is incensed. This was pretty fun for what it was, more so angle than match, I would say, even though it was a nice bit of action for what they had. But yeah, the $1 Million Man and Cameron Grimes stuff continuing. We see them, they'll have their face off next week, and we'll see what that looks like for the most part. But yeah, just glad that Cameron Grimes can get back in the ring to kind of continue this, and we'll see what kind of stems from what happens next week. But yeah, this was a bunch of fun, I would say. Next up, we got the interview for Pete Dunne. He's being interviewed. He talks about his goals and just going for basically all the titles in NXT because he's beaten all the champions pretty much except for like Karrion Kross. But yeah, his goal is just to go for at least for one of those titles, frankly. He talks about not getting the respect that he believes that he deserves because literally he said he doesn't have bad matches, and I can't tell you that he's wrong. I don't think I've ever seen a bad Pete Dunne match at all. But he is also talking just about the respect that he gets from fans and the admiration from when he's inflicting pain on his opponents, because that's always fun. But yeah, this is a nice little interview. Not really sure what it was supposed to do and what it was supposed to push for Pete Dunne, but definitely a good way to showcase him. It was more kind of sort of leaning towards a face interview at the end, so we'll definitely see if they do kind of turn their face. I've always liked them as a face or a heel, so either one is fairly good with me. But yeah, definitely a nice little interview just to kind of showcase Pete Dunne. Very nice stuff. You know, the interview wasn't bad either, you know. Next up, we had the match that was supposed to happen last week between Alexander Wolf of Imperium and Killian Dane. We see this match start off very hard-hitting start between these two. Definitely former Sanity members, so they know each other firmly well. So this is just a lot of hard-hitting at the start. We do see Fabian Eichner eventually get up on the apron and Drake Maverick getting them both kind of jaw at each other and go at each other to try to get the match a little bit more fair. We see a chair is introduced, and as Alexander Wolf goes to grab that and use that when the ref's back is turned, Killian Dane, it's a nice flying cross body and just wipes him out for the 1-2-3 and the win in less than like 2 minutes, frankly. He celebrates with Drake and they get out. We see as Imperium kind of recovers from everything to stand tall, they go to do the pose, and Eichner and Marcel Bartel attack Alexander Wolf. They take him out, just destroy him, and then hit their finisher on him and just leave him laying in the ring. I love everything that Killian Dane and Drake Maverick do, but I didn't care for this, frankly. It was very short, didn't really leave too much of an impression. We don't know exactly what the background in Eichner and Bartel turning on Wolf was, even though he wasn't the most important member of Imperium. Still need kind of an explanation, frankly. So I didn't really understand what the forward thinking was in that, but it's perfectly fine. We'll probably find out more about it in the next couple of weeks. Good win for Killian Dane, but yeah, definitely don't understand the storytelling with whatever is going on with Imperium. So it's very interesting, but didn't really hit that. Next up, we have the tag team match. We got Legado del Fantasma versus Tommaso Ciampa and Timothy Thatcher. We see Tommaso Ciampa and Wild start off this matchup, and they're just going at it inside and outside the ring. Ciampa just slams Wild into the barricade on the outside, and they're basically out physicaling Legado del Fantasma a lot at the early outset. Him and Timothy Thatcher just taking it to him. Mendoza is cut open at one point around the mouth or like the head area. Not sure explicitly where it was, but it was cut open somewhere. Eventually at one point, Ciampa and Thatcher get like a double ankle lock on both members of Legado as well. And after a wild sequence, all four men are laid out in the ring as we go into our commercial break. Coming back from break, and Ciampa is just running like a wild man. He is just throwing those clotheslines and those shots in the corner until he is double teamed and taken down for a good amount of time from Legado. He eventually reverses that, just ducks a move in the corner, gets the tag into Thatcher, and he comes in a flying boy, just doing his thing, hitting a nice number of suplexes on both members of Legado. The last one only going for a 2 count, but eventually this just breaks down. We see one move in the corner, Ciampa and Thatcher just throw like a double slap at Mendoza to just take him out. It's a very nice move. But yeah, it just breaks down from here. A lot of quick tags, a lot of flying outside the ring. Everybody is down, just all in different parts. We see eventually as Wild is trying to get back in the ring, Ciampa catches him and hits him with the Widow's Bell. And he's going for the cover. He gets the 2, but Mendoza comes in and breaks it up just in the slightest second, people. It's at this point, as the referee is distracted on the other side of the ring, the Grizzly Grizzled Young Veterans are here as they lost to Thatcher and Ciampa last week. They get their revenge. They drop Ciampa on the ring apron and just roll him back in, and that allows Legado to take control. They hit that Russian leg sweep kick combo for the 1-2-3 and the win for Legado del Fantasma, firmly establishing them as the #1 contenders for the NXT Tag Team Championships. This was extremely fun. Legado, honestly, they can do no wrong at this point, frankly. They're having good matches back and forth. They deserve to be the #1 contenders for what they've been doing. But yeah, everybody involved, just the shots that Ciampa and Thatcher were throwing at one point, and just the high-flying action from Legado del Fantasma made for an excellent mix in this matchup. GYV kind of getting inserted and just kind of expanding their feud with Ciampa and Thatcher is fine as well. Definitely something to keep both teams kind of distracted. If you're going to have Ciampa and Thatcher as a team going forward, might as well. But yeah, this was extremely fun. Definitely glad that Legado got the win, and they're just improving as a tag team. Legado as a faction, let them run, boy. Let them run, man. But yeah, this was awesome stuff, definitely. Next up, we get a segment, Candice and Indy, they're at their spa day, kind of spread out throughout the night. But we see in the earlier part of the segment, Dexter Lumis is tending to Indy Hartwell actually in secret, but she has the cucumbers over her eyes so she can't see. But she calls Dexter a loser, and now he's all like, oh man, I'm so sad, but I'm not going to say anything because it's not my character. So he's just going to leave, and he's not going to worry about it. We see in the later part of the segment, we see the attendant show up saying that Candice's card has been declined from what she's trying to pay for the whole thing. And Candice is like, no, what are you talking about? And the attendant's like, yeah, it was something about a florist. I think that was the last purchase about 3 weeks ago. And Indy, she starts to connect the dots. It was Candice who bought the flowers and the chocolate to give to Ember and Shotzi when they got attacked, not Dexter Lumis. Oh my gosh. Indy, she was wrong. Dexter still loves her. He's still in love. Oh my gosh. And we're right back where we started, unfortunately. Dang, come on, man. We were done. We were done with it. Come on. I guess we'll see what happens, but I thought we were past this. I thought we were finished. We were done, but nah, I guess. Next up, we got the short match between Aaliyah and Saray. We see Aaliyah, she declines the handshake at the beginning of the match and just kicks her in the ribs as she starts to go to work for the first minute of this match. And then the next 60 seconds, completely different story. And we see Saray come back with a nice drop kick. She hits a nice missile drop kick as well. Then hits another nice drop kick as Aaliyah is set up at the bottom rope and just kicks her through there. And then she just ends things with the Saito suplex for the 1-2-3 and the win for Saray. Definitely the squash match that it needed to be. Continues to build momentum for Saray. I don't know, NXT need to do something with Aaliyah. Like, fire her or something, or like let her go. She cannot be in like developmental for 6 years and have the same role. Like, she the female Ty Dillinger at this point. Like, let her go, let her do something, give her something to do, please. Cause that's sad. Like, legit. Like, please let her go. Do something with her. But yeah, definitely what it needed to be though. Absolutely. Next up, we have the tag team match between Tony Nese and Ariya Daivari against Hit Row, Ashanti the Adonis, and Top Dollar. We see it's pretty much a squash match, very not extensive at all, very short. But Top Dollar, boy oh boy, that the strength on that man, the size of that man, ain't nobody knocking him down, ain't nobody doing that, you know. He eventually just dominates in a very nice performance. We see him eventually win with the Fireman's Carry neck breaker for the 1-2-3 and the win for Hit Row. If you don't know, I'm not going to do all that. But we see promo time after the match for the members, and we see this kind of end off with Isaiah Swerve Scott just putting in his intentions for the North American Championship. You know, he's very interested in the main event. He got his eyes on that steel cage match to come a little bit later. But yeah, definitely a nice introduction as Hit Row as a tag team and just giving them time to Top Dollar. He's looking like the man in that ring. Ain't nobody gonna knock him down. So yeah, definitely good stuff just to introduce them. Kind of growing on me now. I see it. I love the fact that it's a black faction and it's hip hop, and I love it now. Definitely last week was a little shaky, but we're here now. We got it. All right, let's go Hit Row. Bang. I'm not gonna do all that. And last up in our main event, we got the Steel Cage North American Championship match. Johnny Gargano, the champion, defending against THICC Boy Bronson Reed. We see this match kicks off once the bell rings. Johnny Gargano is right to the door trying to escape, but Bronson Reed will not let it happen. It's at one point earlier on in this matchup, he is just using that strength to his advantages, throwing Gargano against like each side of the cage directly, head first, everything like that. Beautiful stuff to watch him just get ragged on. We see Gargano starts to come back, hits a nice chop block to take out the legs of Bronson Reed, climbs up to the cage and hits a nice moonsault off the ropes onto Reed to just take him down as well. Reed eventually does recover it as we're going into the commercial break. He's kind of thwarted by Austin Theory as he's trying to climb over the cage and trying to get out as we go into our commercial break. Coming back from break, and Gargano is in control. Him and Theory actually do a nice little double team move, even though he is outside the cage, is splashing into Bronson Reed at the same time against the cage to kind of take him out. We do see Reed eventually start to come back. He hits a nice little suplex and begins his comeback, but we do see eventually, as both are battling on the top rope against the cage, they are fighting tooth and nail, but Johnny Gargano leaps off and hits a beautiful sunset flip powerbomb from the top rope, just taking Bronson Reed down. That joint was amazing, incredible. Bronson Reed does kick out at 2 though, and as Johnny Gargano was going for the door, Bronson Reed starts to recover. He grabs him to try to stop him, but Austin Theory, he's trying to pull him out as well, and they're basically playing tug of war with Johnny Gargano's body at this point. He discards him, and Bronson Reed just tries to take out Theory on the outside, just throws the door pretty much into him to take him out for the time being, but that allows Gargano to kind of take back control. It's a nice reverse Rana, only for a 2 count as well, because the THICC Boy don't stay down. We do see later on, eventually as they're battling in the corner again near the top, as Gargano is trying to escape, Bronson Reed hits a nice power bomb from the top rope in the corner as well. And at this point, they're both trying to recover. Bronson Reed is trying to climb out on the far side of the ring, but Austin Theory is here again. He's just getting in the way of things, but eventually he knocks Austin Theory off the rope, and as Gargano is still down, he hits a splash from the top rope and just takes him out on his back, and then he climbs up for another one to that corner near the door for the tsunami splash and the 1, 2, 3 and the win for Bronson Reed. He is the new North American champion. Oh my gosh, bro. Look, there have been better matches in 2021. There have been better matches in NXT in 2021. But this is the best moment. I've been a supporter of Bronson Reed since day one. This is a culmination of everything that I knew that he could be. Seeing the emotion he had on his freaking face at the end of this matchup, that made everything worth it. Every little single thing worth it. I don't care if he loses his first title defense. Like, this was fire. WrestleMania who? Royal Rumble who? Revolution who? Don't do that. This was an awesome moment. This is the best moment, in my opinion, in wrestling in 2021 so far. This was incredible stuff. Just like seeing it really get real, honestly, and that's fire. So I need that Bronson Reed championship shirt pronto so I can buy that joint. But yeah, this is an incredible matchup. Definitely Bronson Reed just showcasing everything that he is and can be in this match. He is a complete star, and Johnny Gargano did his part in just playing the slimy heel, just trying to get out of the cage as they usually do. But yeah, this is one of the best cage matches that we've seen here in a minute, especially in NXT since they don't have a lot of them. But yeah, this was amazing stuff. Definitely a beautiful way to end off this episode of NXT. Yes. All in all, like, there were some fire matches on this show, but the main event made this show. Like, I'm not even gonna front with you. Everything that was, the moment that came at the end of the show with Reed just holding that title high, like, that's what makes shows like these, just moments like that, especially for television, because we need those kind of moments. So yeah, this was awesome, but definitely a great show. A lot of squash matches that I saw on this show just to kind of further things along, but definitely a lot of great and drawn out matches and grudge matches like Zoe Stark and Toni Storm at the beginning as well. So yeah, definitely an awesome episode of NXT. Great way to end off. Looking forward to the stuff coming in the next couple weeks leading up to TakeOver in your house. That is going to be it from me. You will see me soon, but I am outie. Peace. I love you. R.I.P. New Jack. Go buy the freaking shirt off Pro Wrestling Tees. Support that man's family because they need that joint. R.I.P. New Jack. For real. For sure. Peace out.